Hello, my name is Eli Smart, and today I will be talking about to what extent and under what circumstances can computer software companies capitalize research and development costs. Before we talk about when research and development costs for computer software can be capitalized, we need to discuss briefly the software development process in regards to research and development expenditures. Essentially, there's two stages of software development. The first stage is called early development. In the early development stages, we have activities such as product planning, feasibility studies, systems analysis, and system design. The goal of these activities is to make sure that the product can be manufactured. First of all, that it can be manufactured, and secondly, that the end product that goes to the customer will actually meet their requirements. The second stage, or later research and development activities, have to do with writing the actual code that will be used in the final product, and obviously manufacturing the product as well. So these activities include implementation, integration, and testing, product planning, acceptance, installation, and development. Again, the goal of these activities is to develop and produce an actual product. For financial accounting, the dividing line between when costs must be expensed and when they can be capitalized is called technical feasibility. And one of the main questions that's more of a subtle question, but it's one of the main questions that I explored in this research is research and development an asset? Do the activities that happen during research and development, especially, specifically in our case, research and development of a software product, do these development activities result in the production of an asset or not? Before we can answer that question, we have to look at how GAAP, how financial accounting defines an asset. So from the FASB, they define an asset as probable future economic benefits obtained or controlled by a particular entity as a result of past transactions or events. So generally speaking, financial accounting sees activities associated with research and development as speculative, again, especially in the early stages of research and development. And they don't view these costs as building an actual asset. So that's the reason why, generally speaking, financial accounting does not allow in the early stages for research and development costs for software to be capitalized. The Internal Revenue Code actually has a much more flexible approach than GAAP to allowing capitalization for these costs. So in the case of the IRS, it is possible that research and development costs, even in the early stages, can be considered an asset. So instead of technical feasibility, what the IRS's standard that they use to say when you can start capitalizing research and development costs is once benefits are first derived, which is a much looser standard and a much more flexible standard than technical feasibility. So in the case of the IRS, you can capitalize costs even before you're ready to actually manufacture the product, and even before you begin writing the code, the software code that will go into the actual product itself that you're going to sell. As we know from the text that we've been studying, the Internal Revenue Code allows research and development costs to be, actually they give you the choice. You can either expense them or they can be capitalized and amortized over 60 months. So the question might be, because it's not the most common scenario, why is the Internal Revenue Code more flexible in regards to research and development costs than GAAP is? Well, the government has a different purpose in their attitude towards research and development costs. They want to encourage American companies to invest in research and development to give them a competitive advantage in the global market. As we all know, especially the market for software is a global market. American software developers are competing with software developers in all over the world. So to give them the competitive advantage and to encourage them to do research and development and to create new products, the U.S. Government or the Internal Revenue Code allows for much more flexibility in regards to this. And in addition to the Internal Revenue Code giving the flexibility for the research and development cost to capitalize or to expense, they also actually provide a tax credit. So a lot of software companies can qualify actually for a research and development tax credit for their costs. So my conclusion is that the Internal Revenue Code or the tax code approach to the capitalization of software research and development costs is much more flexible than GAAP, and it encourages competitiveness of American software companies. Thank you very much.